This is Netrush Report, your home for the most dramatic, emotional, and high-stakes moments in tennis. And today, we're diving deep into the fiery clash between Jelena Ostapenko and Taylor Townsend, a story that has taken the 2025 US Open by storm. The second-round clash between Jelena Ostapenko, the Latvian powerhouse known for her fearless baseline strikes, and Taylor Townsend, the American lefty with unmatched doubles instincts and crowd-pleasing charisma, was already a headline grabber. For Ostapenko, this was supposed to be redemption. She's long been a polarizing figure, capable of brilliance, yet shadowed by accusations of arrogance and on-court tantrums. For Townsend, this was an opportunity. A singles breakthrough on her home turf, in front of a roaring New York crowd that had always embraced her story. The girl who defied body shaming. The fighter who rebuilt her career through resilience. And now, the doubles world #1 stepping into the singles spotlight. The first set was tense. Ostapenko's firepower against Townsend's clever variety. And then came the moment that changed everything. At 5-5, Townsend clipped the tape with a net cord winner. The ball trickled over. The crowd gasped, then roared. Ostapenko froze. Tradition in tennis suggests that when a net cord ball gifts you a point, you raise your hand in apology, a small nod of sportsmanship. Townsend didn't. She turned, collected her towel, and prepared to serve again. It was nothing. Ostapenko, it was everything. Townsend went on to win the match 7-5, 6-1. But the handshake at the net was no handshake. It was a confrontation. Ostapenko leaned in, eyes blazing, and accused Townsend of showing no respect. According to reports, she snapped. "You didn't even say sorry. No class. No education." Townsend, caught off guard, refused to back down. She later revealed that Ostapenko even warned her ominously to watch out for future matches outside the USA. That wasn't just a complaint. That was a threat. And suddenly, what should have been just another victory became a headline-grabbing feud. Not long after, Ostapenko took to Instagram stories to set the record straight, or at least to defend her behavior. She insisted the argument was about basic sportsmanship. In her words, Townsend didn't apologize for a net cord winner. And in her eyes, that crossed a line. She even added fuel by criticizing Townsend's pre-match warm-up routine, suggesting that the American wasn't professional enough in her preparation. Ostapenko's message was clear. This wasn't about malice. It was about respect for the unwritten codes of tennis. But her words didn't soften the backlash. They sharpened it. Taylor Townsend, meanwhile, wasn't staying silent. In press conferences, she confirmed the JIBE. Ostapenko had indeed called her uneducated. For Townsend, that cut deeper than a tennis spat. This wasn't about an apology. It was about being demeaned. She said bluntly, "That's just classless. I won fair and square. She doesn't have to like me, but she doesn't get to attack who I am as a person." For Townsend, a Black American athlete who has spent her entire career fighting stereotypes about her body, her game, and her place in the sport, Ostapenko's words weren't just trash talk. They touched on wounds far beyond the court. Social media exploded. Some fans sided with Ostapenko, arguing that tennis traditions matter, and Townsend should have made a gesture of apology. Others came down hard on Ostapenko, pointing out that net cord apologies are a courtesy, not a rule, and that her education comment crossed the line into personal insult. On X, formerly Twitter, one fan wrote, "Imagine losing 6-1 in the second set and worrying about an apology for a net cord. That's peak Ostapenko energy." Another countered, "It's about respect. Little things like that matter. If we stop caring about sportsmanship, tennis loses its class." This isn't new for Ostapenko. She has a reputation for fiery exchanges. On and off the court, she's yelled at umpires. She's argued with opponents. She's even accused ball kids of distracting her mid-match. Her talent has never been in doubt. She's a French Open champion, after all, but her temper has often defined her more than her trophies. This latest clash with Townsend only reinforces the image of Ostapenko as tennis resident villain, brilliant, but volatile. But for Taylor Townsend, the timing of this incident couldn't be more powerful. Her career has been one of defiance. As a junior, she was shamed for her body type. The USTA once questioned her fitness despite her being the world's #1 junior. Instead of crumbling, she rebuilt herself. She found glory in doubles, climbed to the top of the world rankings, and now, in front of her home crowd, she's proving she belongs in singles 2.0 when Ostapenko tried to tear her down after victory. Many fans saw Townsend not as the villain, but as the survivor who refused to bow. And here's where the debate gets uncomfortable, because when Ostapenko chose the words, "no class, no education," critics immediately tied them to a history of stereotypes aimed at black athletes. Townsend herself didn't explicitly call it racist, but many in the tennis community felt the undertone was impossible to ignore in a sport historically dominated by white athletes. Players like Townsend, Serena Williams, and Venus Williams have all faced coded language questioning their class, their professionalism, and their right to belong. Was Ostapenko's outburst just about sportsmanship, or did it reveal something deeper about tennis culture and the double standards players like Townsend face? That's the question dividing fans, and it's why this story has become so much bigger than one net cord ball. For Townsend, the win means she advances to face number 5 seed Mira Andreeva in the third round. For Ostapenko, the loss means another early exit, another reputation hit, and another round of PR damage control. But the feud isn't over. Both players are still active on tour. Both will meet again. And after Ostapenko's warning to watch out, their next clash could be even more explosive. Analysts are already weighing in. ESPN commentator Rennie Stubbs said, "Ostapenko thrives on drama, but attacking someone's education? That's below the belt. If she wants respect, she needs to give it too." Former player Pam Shriver noted, "Net court apologies are nice, but they're not required. Tennis is about competing. What matters more is how you carry yourself at the end of the match." Even fellow players chimed in subtly on social media, with Coco Gauff liking a post defending Townsend, and Ons Jabeur reposting a meme that poked fun at Ostapenko's outburst. Years from now, people may not remember the scoreline of this match, but they'll remember the argument. They'll remember Townsend standing tall, refusing to apologize for how she won, or for who she is. And they'll remember Ostapenko once again finding herself at the center of chaos. In a way, this wasn't just a battle over a tennis point. It was a battle over values, identity, and what kind of respect really matters in sport. So, what do you think? Was Ostapenko right to demand an apology for the net cord, or was Townsend right to brush it off and stand her ground after victory? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. And don't forget, this is Netrush Report, your home for the rawest drama and the most emotional stories in tennis. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this with every tennis fan you know, because if one thing is certain, this feud isn't over, and when it reignites, we'll be right here, breaking it down for you. Until next time, stay passionate, stay curious, and never miss the moments that make tennis more than just a game.